Trump defense team began the final portion of their argument by saying how much he supports law and order and how he called for law and order, arguing that it shows how much he supports the police and how he deplores violence. They leaned heavily on one specific line from Donald Trump's remarks that day at the rally, where Trump used one specific word, a word he used only once.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
Peacefully, along with a lot of other words. Trump's lawyers argued that his words were twisted, that they were manipulated. He also argued that Donald Trump's calls for calm were immediate. But that is factually not true. At 2:13 p.m., Mike Pence, the vice president, was evacuated from the Senate chamber. Yet Donald Trump still sent a tweet attacking his vice president, Mike Pence, at 2:24, 11 minutes later, saying Pence didn't have the courage to do what should have been done. And when he sent that tweet, Trump knew Pence had been evacuated and was in danger because Senator Tommy Tuberville has told reporters that he told Donald Trump that on the phone after it happened. Trump's lawyer also said, but wait, Trump sent a tweet at 2:38 p.m. to stay peaceful. But we know that multiple allies were calling the White House and calling Trump, begging him to do more, to say something to stop the violence. Some GOP lawmakers even went on TV saying he was the only one who could stop it. That includes Kevin McCarthy. It also includes longtime Donald Trump ally Chris Christie. Trump did not tweet out a video until 4:17 p.m., hours after the insurrection began. And in that video, he continued to push the big lie of massive election fraud.
I know your pain. I know you're hurt. We had an election that was stolen from us. It was a landslide election, and everyone knows it, especially the other side. But you have to go home now. So go home. We love you. You're very special.
Go home. We love you. You're very special. Trump also tweeted a message at 6 o'clock saying, these are the things and events that happen when a sacred landslide election is so unceremoniously and viciously stripped away from great patriots who have been badly and unfairly treated for so long. Go home with love and in peace. But he added, remember this day forever, as if he were potentially enjoying it. Donald Trump's attorney then argued about that now infamous call between Donald Trump and the Georgia Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger. You mentioned this a moment ago. Bears repeating. The attorney called him Ben Roethlisberger, who was a quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Trump's attorney argued that in that call, Donald Trump's main concern was ballot drop-off rates. Listen to that part of the call for yourself.
So, look, all I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have, because we won the state, and flipping the state is a great testament to our country.
11,780 votes. 11,780 votes exactly. That is the exact number that Donald Trump needed to win that state, to overtake Joe Biden. That call, we should note, Nicole, our viewers, as I'm sure you do know this, that call is under criminal investigation in Georgia right now. We should also note that there were several recounts and investigations in Georgia, and there was no evidence of election fraud on a massive scale enough to change the outcome of that election in that state.
Katie, I remember thinking that call, that scandal was the last Trump scandal. And I remember thinking, God, so Trumpian, give me one last scandal that could result in a criminal investigation to cover. And then, of course, tragically, the insurrection followed it. Katie Tur, thank you so much.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.